Hi, how you doing? Thanks for checking in on the blog. Doing something a little different, something I haven't done before. I've done a video blog before, but this will be my first video blog review. So book reviews in a video format. Y'all let me know what you think of this. If you want me to bring it back or stop doing it or whatever. Um, it's all about providing content y'all want. So for my first video blog review, picked the Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffenegger. The Glare, the Glare. Okay, so this book came out in like 2004, and I can't believe I haven't heard of it until now. The movie just came out last year, I think, and I haven't seen it yet. Saw the posters for it when I was home on leave. Glad I hadn't seen the movie yet, because it would have totally ruined the book. The book wouldn't have taken me by surprise as much. And this book will take you by surprise. I'll rip the freaking heart out of you too, and it takes a lot for me to admit that about a book. But basically, the meat and potatoes of this book. It's about this guy named Henry and this girl named Claire. And the first time Henry meets Claire, he is 28 and she is 20. And the first time that Claire meets Henry, she's 6 and he is 36. I'll give you a second for that to catch up. Basically, Henry's a time traveler. He's got some kind of genetic disorder that displaces him in time at random. He can't control when he's going to time travel. He can't control where he's going to time travel to, how long he's going to stay there, at what point he's going to return to the present. Makes for some interesting situations. He has to learn how to pick locks, pickpockets, break and enter, steal. He always shows up naked. He just pops up in time, butt ass naked. So again, leads to some interesting situations for Henry. And basically, the book details the relationship between Claire and Henry from her childhood up until Claire's old age, basically. I'm not going to get into all the little ins and outs of it. Don't want to spoil the book for you. I will tell you, anybody who's been following my work or reading my blogs for any particular amount of time has probably heard me say or write that there's like 3 books that have really screwed with my head, that have really had an emotional impact. The first one was Pet Sematary by Stephen King. The second one is Girl Next Door by Jack Ketch, and the third one is Succulent Prey by Wrath James White. And this is the fourth one here. And it doesn't really fall into the particular mold of books that I usually read. Because it's about a time travel, one could say it's science fiction. It kind of breaks the mold in that respect. This is the kind of book that people talk about when you've heard authors or readers blog about books that defy genre conventions. It takes a science fiction concept, time travel of course, and it doesn't tell a science fiction story with it. Claire and Henry end up getting married, and it talks about courtship and the time that they've spent together, their sexual history, relationships with friends, them meeting each other's parents, all of course while being at different ages. Interesting situations with that as well that I'm not going to get into. Don't want to spoil anything for you. The easiest and most efficient compliment that I can pay this book is that I finished reading it before I went to sleep, and when I woke up I was still thinking about it. So, book number 4 for Lifetime, the Lincoln Crisler Lifetime Emotional Impact Award, I guess you could call it. This was Audrey Niffenegger's first book. Her first one is, or her second one I should say, is Her Fearful Symmetry. I'll be picking that one up pretty soon after I paw through a bit more of the to-be-read pile that I've got built up. I gotta give her a lot of props for the way she told the story. She told the whole story from the perspective of Claire, and Henry, first-person narratives going back and forth. 500-page book told this way. And first person can get real annoying real quick, both as, speaking as a writer and as a reader. First person narrative can get real freaking boring real freaking quick. This book didn't. I enjoyed it. The whole book was exercise in character study. I loved it for that, for being a long first person work with multiple shifts and viewpoint, while still being gripping and interesting. And I never wanted to put the book down even when I had to. Whole book told from two perspectives, back and forth, back and forth. Audrey did a great job of keeping the timeline straight, keeping things from getting too confusing. Every time something different happened, as far as like the time shift or whatever, she gave the dates, times, how old who was at what time, which was of particular use. Certain instances where Henry ended up meeting Henry. Those were pretty interesting. I enjoyed that kind of interaction. I enjoyed the fact that Audrey didn't get too bogged down in the science of the chronodisplacement disorder and of time travel. She wasn't afraid of letting paradox just be there and not having to explain it. Claire, at a certain age, I forget what the age was, had a list in her diary of times that Henry would be there. This worked out good for Henry too, because she would know when to bring him like clothes and food and help him out and meet him and have their relationship and get to know each other. But he got the list off Claire when they met, when he was 28. And at some point later on in his life, when he went back and saw her younger self, he gave it to her. Like, memorized. He had to memorize it and give it to her that way, because he can't take anything with him when he time travels. But who the hell knows where the list really freaking came from? He got it from her, and then he, at a later date, gave it to her. Paradox. Obvious paradox, but you didn't get bogged down in that. I appreciate her writing the book in that manner. Lots of highs and lows, lots of highs and lows, lots of emotional content in the book. I was really sad to finish it. Trying to think of what else to say. If you're waiting to read this book, if you're waiting to buy it, go out and get it now. If you have it on your stack and you're waiting to read your way down to it, put it on top. That's the best way I can put it. This book gets like 6,500,000 stars out of 5. I can't say enough about it. And she's going to have some big boots to fill when I pick up her second novel. That's about it. Love the book. Kind of enjoy this video blog concept. Let me know what you think of it. And thanks for watching.